Today I'm going to show you 5 fun ways I used cardboard while I was working on my circus pages. Okay, today we're going to be doing a fun challenge. One of the gals that talks to me a lot on my channel says that she likes the ones where I use all kinds of expensive materials, but she really likes some where we talk about how to use stuff that you just have around the house. So today we're going to be looking at 5 different ways to use cardboard in your mixed media. So I want to talk to you about cardboard before we get started, because you may not know, you may not care as much about cardboard as I do, but cardboard is actually a really cool material. It's called double-walled, so you need to get boxes that are double-walled. And the reason why manufacturers make boxes double-walled is because they want the cardboard to crush and be the shock absorber if something is going to be hurt during transport, rather than the item in the box, right? So that's why people make cardboard to ship in, because there's that barrier. Now, if we look at another kind of cardboard, this is got really, really big whales. So this has really deep divots, and we're gonna peel this off a little wee bit. And I'm not gonna make you watch me peel cardboard, but we're gonna do a little bit of it so you can see. And honestly, there's no right or wrong way to peel cardboard. I do it a lot, so I do have a trick. But you'll see, if you take your paintbrush, once you have it up a little bit and you break the paper, it doesn't hurt your fingers as much. And a lot of times you can get a little thing going, and you can get a big piece at once. You'll have a whole cardboard issue like I do, where you're like, I got a big piece. But basically, you just have to peel. There, see, that was a good one. This was a good one. Okay. So you're just trying to peel one layer of the 2 walls, right, off, so that you can get to these little swales to use them in your artwork. And I'm going to peel a bunch of cardboard, and I will be back. Okay, now that we have I have all my things pulled apart. This is the one with the big swales. And the difference in this is a different part of the same box. But this one didn't have as much glue on it, so it came off really nice. These ones had a lot of glue on them, so they're a little ratty. I tend to like the ratty ones because they tend to hold more of what I'm doing. This one I'm going to save with the texture paint. So there's 5 things we're going to do. We're going to do it as a stamp, and this is going to be easiest to hardest, right? Easiest, the least stuff you need, to the hardest with products you need to have. So we're going to start with as a stamp. Okay, and we're going to take one of these guys, and I'm going to cut him down, because I don't want a big stamp, I want a little stamp, right? And if I even want it to not be so, like, if I want it to be not as perfect, I can pull parts of this off, which is nice about cardboard. I'm okay with that kind of little ratty edge. So we got a ratty edge already. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 colors. We're going to put all this stuff on the side. I am going to use 2 colors of paint, and this is a Tim Holtz mat, but you don't need a glass mat. You do whatever you know, put it on a piece of wax paper or something. So what I want to do is I want to get even more like red lines. So here where I have these red lines, I want more red lines to go up and down. I want to, this is where we did the creative station, stuck these on. I want to have some covering there. So let's get our red paint out, and let's get our little stamp. We're going to use it like a stamp. Uh-oh, shake your paints, people. I don't use a lot of red in my work. But acrylic paints you can shake and get back to feeling comfortable. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to I think I'm gonna wanna spread this out a little bit, right? Because I don't want it to be too clumpy or thick. Okay, and because this is on glass or on tissue paper or on wax paper or something, so we're gonna get this in here. And see, it's gonna make ratty little lines, and ratty little lines is just what I want. So if you took more of the papers off, you would have less of those little clumpy bits, but I'm just trying to get some red around. Maybe do a teeny bit right here, right? I kind of want it over there. That's good. All right, so that's good for that one in the red. And let's do, I need some in here. We're gonna go over this because we're trying to incorporate that piece into our artwork. Maybe continue this down here. There we go, on top of that. All right, and let's do a little tiny bit up here. There we go. Oh gosh, that one turned out perfect. All right, so, and I touched that one, but it's fine, you'll never know that. All right, so this is my red stamp. Let's do a blue stamp. So I need another piece of that. So that's the fat lines. Do we want to do the blue and kind of skinny line? I'm going to do the blue and skinny lines. Again, I don't want this to be straight. See how because we ripped that, I didn't get like a block of this, so I want this to be not straight, and this is the top, so these are my stripes, so we gotta go this way on this one. Different boxes go different ways, so you really have to watch, and kind of there's one side that's really stuck down and one that isn't stuck down, so you sort of want to check that out too. All right, here we go. We're gonna do some blue. I'm gonna use the other side of my paintbrush to, it's got some red in there. I am fine with that. Okay, so I want my lines to go up and down, so I'm going to do this. There we go. All right, I need a little in here. I need a little on there. Ooh, that's good. I like the skinnier lines better. All right, do we want a tiny bit up in this corner just so it's not sitting all by itself? That's excellent. Trying not to get paint all over. Oh, here we go. So we want to go between those two things. Don't push too hard or it pushes down your little, the swales in your thing. All right, one down here. I don't really have any blue in here. Let's go back up here with the blue. I kind of do want a pinch of blue right there. All right, so that is using it as a stamp. Now, what I'm going to do with the rest of this is I'm going to smudge this even further in here. I'm going to take my paintbrush and get this all in here, because we're going to put this pieces of this in our artwork. And this is going to be cool. You're going to like this. We're going to staple these on so we don't have to use any fancy stuff. I actually would like a piece that's sort of red. So let's get, I want kind of a longer piece too. All right, so let's get a piece that's sort of red. Let's see if I can do this without painting it, because the last thing I want to do is just paint it, because then it won't look all oogie googie like the rest of my stuff, right? That's looking painted. All right, you know what we can do? We can come in here and tip it with a little bit of blue. There we go. Nice. All right, so we're going to use those. So that's number 2. Let me get my squirty bottle and a rag, and this is going in my paint cup, my water cup. All right, there we go. And I'm just going to kind of wash my hands a little bit, get a rag, just so I don't have so much paint on there. All right, so we got as a stamp, we got in your art. We're going to staple these in. We're going to give them a wee minute to dry because I don't want them to get my artwork all wet. But you got to make those while you have your paint out. I might even take and dust them a little bit with white once they get in there. I don't want them to be that. 3, as a flip out. Woohoo! As a flip out. Okay. So this is a cool page because this has a hidden tuck spot in here. You can't really see it, but I think I'm going to have a giraffe coming out of there. And this is the left side, so I want to kind of put something cool on this right side. And so I want to flip somewhere. It might be over her. Is it over her? Is it down here? Is this just too big? Do we want to uncover her? Oh, that's kind of cool. Look, we can see the bottom of that. And we could have a little flip out page for her. All right, we're going to do that. So we are going to actually do it with a, these guys. What is that called? Hole punch. I have lots of things I could do it with, but we're trying to be cheap today, right? So you just put it between the 2 of those. And you hole punch that, and then you go back in, line it up. Sometimes I use washi tape to hold it down, but today I'm not being too funky about it. We're gonna get that in there, about the same distance. Hole punch, perfect. All right, let's get the punches off of there. So now we know that this is gonna be our little flippy outie. Okay, so we have our holes that go together. Where's our other hole? Do our holes go together? They go pretty well. I can make those work. Okay, so now we gotta get a jump ring. And we're gonna use these just silver ones. And then we need to get 2 pairs of needle nose pliers. Okay, because we gotta, and I always hold it with my left one, and I twist it with my right one because I'm a righty. If you're a lefty, do it the other way. Okay, so we're gonna hold and twist. Hold and twist this open. We gotta get it open enough to go through all the depth of the cardboard. So we got that one. Open. Hold this one. Twist. Okay. So here we go. We're going to put these in here and through the cardboard and in here. And see, it doesn't matter if your holes are perfectly lined up because these jump rings are sort of big and you can just kind of put them however you want around. All right, where's the bottom of my jump ring? I lost it. Heck, there it is. All right. So now, kind of get it the way you want. Hold this one. And the reason why I'm showing you is because when I first started, I thought there is no way I'm ever going to be able to use those. I don't make jewelry. I'm not coordinated enough. And I have to tell you, if I'm capable of doing this, and I'm pretty derpy with my hands, you can do it. So here we go. We're hooking these together. All right, we need to, oh, there we go. They're going together. Perfect. All right, so now I have a flippy outie, right? And that will get easier and easier to flip. I promise as I go, I'll probably put my jump rings in the middle. It's just to open it up. How cool is that? And if you want to see how I do this one, you're going to have to watch my circus video. So that is 3. Number 4, as a gel press stamp. Okay, so we're going to kind of do the same-ish thing. almost as we did with the stamp, but it makes a huge difference when you use the gel press. I did a video, do I like it as layers or do I like it as the gel press? And I definitely like it as the gel press. We're just gonna do a little tiny baby gel press today. We're gonna get a little stuff on here. Okay, and let's grab one of these and we're gonna maybe go this way. Okay, so now we have that. And I think I'm gonna make them a cool tissue paper. So I'm just gonna have little pieces. Oops, I shouldn't have smudged, right? Oh, that still came out awesome. All right, so let's make some more of these circles because I'll use them. I'm gonna do a whole video on using the gel plate circles and the other shapes because I'm really in love with them. I love having circles to use in my artwork. I used them in the Buzzard Lady and it came out so darn cool. Okay, do we have enough for one more? Let's try one more. And see, the difference with the gel plate and the other one is you're getting kind of more little pieces of it. It's not perfect and there's stuff in it rather than having it be perfect. Okay, where's our little pieces? I'm gonna take and roll off this little bit of red on here. Okay, and now we're gonna get blue. I don't want to get it too thick. I'm going to try to get a little bit of that off, and a little bit of it will come off on here, and I will have this piece to use in a while. All right, let's real gently tap this one. Oop. And if you can't afford an expensive gel press, some of these little baby gel presses are super cheap, so I love that one. All right, we're going to do one more of this. I forgot my cardboard. Okay, that's starting to look cool. There we go. And that one's a lot of blue. Okay, so you could use the other skinny size of the cardboard, but this is this one. I'm gonna leave that there because I'll probably do something else with that after you're gone. And the last one is probably one of my favorite ways. Okay, today I am going to use, so I use all different kinds of texture paste. So this is clear, this is regular texture paste, but it's transparent. You won't be able to see it. This is distress texture paste. So the nice thing about this distress texture paste is that it, you'll be able to see it, number one, which is much more interesting to watch. But number two, when it's done, you can dye it. Dye it, not diet, dye it. D-Y-E it. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. And my texture paste is a little stiff. All right, so we're gonna use this. And we're just gonna make some of those in there, right? So now I have more lines. I have a theme going through my collage, my mixed media collage of those lines. So let's go this way over here. Okay. And we're gonna do texture. And then when this is dry, I'm gonna come back in with some India ink or something like that. Oh, here's a perfect place. I wanted to cover this guy. So instead of worrying about having something weird here, especially after I put stuff on him, you're not gonna be able to see that he's under there. All right, so is that, do we want a little bit right there? I think maybe, plus I think I gotta use this up soon. It's dying. I have another jar. Don't worry. No worries. I ordered another jar. It's probably my fault. I probably left it open sometime. I left my Yoo-Hoo paint stick open last night. All right, so there's some more lines. I love that. I love what we're doing. Let's finish this. And then we're gonna put those other pieces on, right? I don't wanna leave you hanging. So we got an obvious spot right here. See, this is why you don't want to get, I actually want a little bit more right here to get that transition. This is why you don't want to get super attached to your layers. You can get attached to your focus images, but you don't want to get attached to your layers because you're probably going to do a whole bunch of stuff on them. This is a good spot. I want to cover up that black. Kind of get into that circly bit. Here we go. All right. Cool. That's very cool. All right, I want some up here. There it is. All right, I love this. Okay. So now, last but not least, we're gonna finish up where we're gonna put these little pieces, okay? And I don't want them to be so dark and bold and red. So we're gonna grab, so I have this tissue paper I made. And let's see. Oh, cool. I don't love this dog as a whole, which is fine. I'm using a water pen. You just gotta get a little water. And once you have a water pen, you can, and I need to not cut off my curtain. You can just rip along those lines. And I don't even have, except around my curtain, I don't even have to be super careful here because I'm not using this whole dog. I'm just going to be using little bits of him. And you could use, if you don't have a dog tissue paper, you could use a napkin. You could use just patterned tissue paper from a gift. I use that a lot too. Okay, so let's do, we'll do the doggy face up here. We're gonna do that on there. We're gonna do we want the ball all together? Let's not do the ball all together. Let's break up the ball. So we're gonna do the ball on there. Cool. And then we'll have his little feet on here. You won't be able to tell what those are. And we're gonna use a little bit of Mod Podge and a paint brush. Yeah, that one feels like it's been used. I try not to use my, all my paint brushes for Mod Podge because they do get sticky and yucky. So we're gonna put him on here. I kind of like his feathery hat. All right, and then this is the cool thing about, tissue paper is this is gonna form right around those swales. And the paint may be a little bit wet, but this is gonna melt in. So if you wanna keep up with how he goes, you're gonna have to watch the circus video, which will be coming out when I'm done with this project. I'm just making stuff for it right now. All right, now we got his butt, but I like that ball right there. Kind of squish it in there a wee bit, and then when you use your Mod Podge, it's gonna, on your paintbrush, it's gonna push it down, and it's gonna make that conform. I want to get the red off of here. It's going to make it conform to the dips in the cardboard, right? Easy for me to say. Okay, push it up there. That's really wet paint in there. I can see it. He's not fooling me. Okay, that one's cool. That's going to be somewhere really fun. So I will show you where I'm going to put this, because that's only fair. We want to grab, so this is for my peeps that don't have a million supplies, right? So we want to grab, I already have a piece of cardboard on this side, so let's do it over here. We have some texture paste there. Can we, where do we want to put this? I want to, I like it right there. We're gonna go over there. And this is why I can't have nice things, because I'm gonna staple it right on there. There you go. You just staple those on. Now, I don't have a design on the back of this yet. You might have, oh, I just dumped it in the Mod Podge. Excellent. You might have a design on there. This seems really dark. I can go in with white if I want to keep it light, but I'm probably going to make the rest of it pretty dark. I tend to have somewhat gloomy art. I think this little guy should go right up here, right? Let's staple him on there. I don't need to worry about making a decision on that one. Oh, I lost my stapler. Okay, I'm going to put him up here. Do I want to staple his bottom? Leave him a little flappy. I'm going to leave him a little flappy. Then I got to find another place for the bottom of his butt. Let's see. Oh, down here? Oh yeah, down there. All right, and then I'll be tearing off the excess parts of that, but that kind of makes I'm going to put 2 staples in this one. There you go. And that's going to be very cool. So that is 5 ways to use cardboard in your mixed media. Okay, there you have it. So we have where we did the cardboard itself here. We have where we used it as a stamp, where we used it for texture, where we used it as a flap, and then I haven't used the gel press circles yet, but that will be coming soon. So such a fun way to use such a cheap material. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobsen, Artsy Fartsy Life.